If you've reached this video, it's not by accident. You've already surpassed many things you didn't even realize. You may still feel ordinary, still feel lacking. But let me tell you this. The version of you now is one you once doubted you'd ever become. And yes, you're here. Welcome to a life level not everyone can reach. But you did. Maybe you once felt slow. Maybe you thought others had arrived at their goals while you were still here. Today, let me help you see something. True growth is not always visible on the outside, but it is deeply felt within. You've fallen, but you didn't stay down. You've been disappointed, yet you still dared to love life. You lost direction, but you never stopped walking. Such courage only belongs to those destined for higher levels. Today, I will be your mirror. I will help you see who you are now, not the broken version, not the version left behind, but the version strong, wise, and aware. Because this is not your end. It's a new point, when you realize, wow, I've come this far. Have you ever noticed that you are no longer the version of yourself you used to be? Before, rejection would shatter you. Today you can say, if it's not for me, I won't force it. Before, you chased validation. Now you create value. And most importantly, you no longer just survive. You move forward. Many people don't see this change. They still view you as before. But you know you don't need to prove anything because your inner process is more important than outer recognition. You have changed. You are stronger, more conscious, more peaceful. And this version didn't emerge from life spoiling you. It was forged by wounds, disappointments, and a long process. If you now hold standards, it's because you were once ignored. If you can now protect yourself, it's because you once poured all into others. And that isn't weakness, it's evolution. You have entered a phase where you don't open doors carelessly. You know what is worthy, what's just passing by. And in this phase, you can no longer be underestimated. One sign you've leveled up. You can let go without hate. In the past, every loss felt like the end of the world. Now you begin to realize some things must leave so you can grow. You don't hold on merely for memories. You don't stay in places that hurt you just because you were afraid to start over. You begin to say, if something makes me lose myself, it's not for me. This is not coldness or indifference. It's clarity, knowing who you are. Many postpone their lives because they can't release. But you are different. You know when enough is enough, when to walk away, when to continue. You understand that if you keep clinging to the old, you'll never accept what's new. And when you learn to let go with peace, you give space to yourself, to new opportunities, to a life more aligned with your soul. You don't waste time seeking revenge. You know the sharpest response is living well without them. Now you feel lighter, freer, more peaceful, because you chose yourself over the wounds that once imprisoned you. Before, when something hurt you, you'd be angry, disappointed, quick to blame. Now you stay silent. Silence is strength, not weakness. You are no longer reactive, you are reflective. You don't rush to conclusions. You study first. You no longer take offense quickly. You examine, is it me or an old wound? This is a sign you are now on a different level. You are not controlled by fleeting emotions. You don't sway easily by people's words, because you know people can only hurt you if you give permission. And now, you don't give that permission. Your power lies in how you respond, not what happens. In how you protect your energy, not waste it on what's meaningless. You are no longer racing to prove anything. You choose to build yourself. You no longer demand understanding. You choose to understand yourself first. That is the trademark of those who have leveled up. They are not loud but firm, not arrogant but dignified, not many words, but when they speak, they touch hearts. And you, yes, you, are now in that place. You are calmer, not because problems disappeared, but because you now have mastery. Before, solitude felt like a curse. Loneliness hurt. But now you can sit with yourself and feel whole. You no longer need noise to feel enough. You know it's better to be alone than surrounded by the wrong people. You stop seeking escapes outside because you have found home inside yourself. You no longer beg for company. You choose to be accompanied by those who truly show up, not just exist. And from there you begin to realize how strong you are. You can heal alone. You can rise on your own. You can grow even without being spotlighted. Not everyone can do that, but you can. Many are trapped by fear of being alone. But you have passed through that. You have recognized silence not as punishment, but as a moment of returning to yourself, to the values you discover in your stillness. Now you choose who enters your life. You know not everyone deserves to meet your best version, because your best version isn't for everyone. It's for the world that deserves it. And you are no longer afraid to wait for that world. Once you wanted everything fast healing, fast success, fast recognition. But now you begin to enjoy the process. You no longer rush. You no longer treat life as a race, because you know life is not about who's fastest, but who's deepest. You begin to realize that wounds can't be forced to heal, but they can be accompanied. And true success is born of awareness, not speed. You don't run from yourself anymore. You sit with your discomfort. Once, maybe you distracted your pain. Now you choose to heal it. That's a sign of growing maturity. You no longer panic seeking validation. You build value with patience. You no longer ask, when will I arrive? Now you ask, what can I learn in this phase? It's not about the finish line anymore. It's about who you become while walking. Slowly you realize you're already much stronger, calmer, more mature than the version who just wanted to arrive quickly. Because now you know your journey is not an escape, but purification. Before, you hoped someone would see your worth. You wanted to be understood, valued, acknowledged. But now you know something important. You don't need outside validation to prove who you are. Now you realize your worth isn't determined by how many people like you, but by how deeply you know yourself. You no longer lower your standards to be accepted. You no longer sacrifice your identity for unhealthy relationships. Because now you know, if you have to lose yourself to be with someone, then that's not your place. Once you would shrink so others would be comfortable. But now you choose to stand tall, even if it means being alone. You no longer beg for space. You create your own. You don't ask to be valued. You begin by valuing yourself first. And when you begin to realize your worth, your energy changes. You begin to attract alignment. You begin to draw relationships without manipulation. You begin to be surrounded by people who don't drain you but strengthen you. Because the universe never misplaces. When you know who you are, it matches you with a life that aligns. And now you are already conscious enough, strong enough, brave enough not to sell yourself cheap. After all the processes you've walked through, now you are at a point of great energetic strength. Maybe you haven't seen physical results yet, but energetically, you have become a magnet for opportunities, a magnet for quality people, a magnet for a life more aligned. Because why? Because you have been honest with yourself. You no longer pretend to be strong, you genuinely are. You no longer fake happiness, you truly nurture it from within. And when you live with honesty, your energy begins to synchronize with the universe. You don't wear masks or sell illusions. You show up as your true self. And from there, the universe starts to move in your favor. Doors that were once closed begin to open slowly. The right people come not because you chase them, but because you deserve them. You don't need to be someone else. Be yourself. The version who has walked through wounds, learned from life, and still holds a pure heart. That is your best version. A version not everyone can reach. But you've arrived here. Don't doubt yourself. You are being lifted to a higher frequency. Don't fear losing what's misaligned, because you are being prepared to receive something far better. Now, take a deep breath. Feel that you are no longer where you were before. Not because the world has changed, but because you have changed. You've learned much, often the hard way. You've fallen, risen, fallen again, and kept going. Now you already know how to protect yourself. You can say, I deserve happiness without unnecessary suffering. Do you know when to stay, when to go, which love is real, which is manipulation, who comes to stir, who comes to build, and the version of you today is the one you once prayed for. So before chasing the next thing, pause a moment and say in your heart, thank you, self. I'm proud you stayed. I'm proud you didn't give up. I'm proud you are the best version of you now. Listen closely. You deserve to be at this level, and you're not done yet. Many great blessings await. But today, celebrate one important thing. You've come this far, and not everyone can. Welcome to your most radiant version. Protect her, honor her, build her. For from here, everything begins.